Hey, welcome back. When it comes to soloing and improvising, you may well have heard the term following the changes. It simply means being able to home in on the notes of the chord that's been played at any given moment. Here's how to locate those chords within box 1 of the minor scale. First we're going to do it with a diagram, then we're going to do it with guitars in hand. If you look at the bottom half of this diagram, you'll if you know your minor scale, you'll recognize this. If you only know your pentatonic scale, when you can see the pentatonic scale, hopefully it's got 2 more notes. So I'm putting that there as a reference. This isn't in any particular key, it's in any and all keys depending on where you are at the neck. Today we're going to go with the example of C major. So top half of this diagram, 1 chord, those 3 black circles there. Think of that as like an A. So if this was this part of the neck was the open, then that would be A as an open chord, and then the blue, that would be D as an open chord, and 2 frets up from D, D sharp, E, that would be E. So that would be A, D and E. However, we're going to be going with the 5th fret. So this, where the black circles are, is the 5th fret of the guitar. The 1 chord will be C, the blue 4 chord will be F, and the red 5 chord will be G. So notice how these 3 shapes, 1, 4, 5 chords, fit within this aeolian box or minor scale box, because that's what I really want you to get from today's session. I want you to be able to look at your neck, see the box position, see the notes of the scale, and also see the notes of the chords within that scale. That's what I'm wanting for you. So the 1 chord, that comes from an A-type chord or an A-type bar chord, and then the 4 and the 5, you can see that's basically a D-type chord. So grab your guitar, let's start practicing these now. Before I forget, I'm recording a new video every single day for 100 days. I'd really appreciate your support in the form of please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Really appreciate it if you can help me out that way. Let's get back to the video. So let's orient ourselves first. This is the 5th fret. I'm pushing down the 4th, 3rd and 2nd strings. My minor pentatonic in this position. My full minor scale in this position. Now that's the minor scale. Some of you might not know that the minor scale is also the major scale. Insofar as A minor is the relative minor of C major, A, B, C. Same box position, start on the C, we've got the C major scale. So that's what we're working with really, is C major. So that's as oriented, that's the 1 chord in C. Then we go to a D shape here. This is the 4 chord. When I take my little finger up there, I'm just doing the octave of this note here. That's the 4. 2 frets up. That's the 5. So we're going to practice that along with a backing track. Grab your guitar, join me. I'll just pop the backing track on. So first of all, simplest chords. Once again. So for the little bit of noodling I did there, I used almost exclusively just the notes of the chords, and that's not what I do when I'm improvising and soloing. However, it is what I suggest you do to begin with. The situation you want to find yourself in is one where you can drop to a note of the chord at the drop of a hat without thinking about it, as in you know exactly where they are. So what I'm suggesting is stick to the notes of the chord while you're learning to do this, but keep in mind that that's not how we would normally solo. I'll often avoid the notes of the chord because I'm wanting to create some tension at that point of time in my solo. So there you go. That's just my tip for you. Let's move on to the minor chords. Here are the locations of our 3 minor chords in relation to this aeolian mode or minor scale box. I encourage you to really dwell upon it for a while so that you can just look at the scale and see where these chords are. If you can't see them when you look at your guitar neck and you have to look at this diagram, then they're not in here enough yet. So take time to notice how the 3 notes of this 2 chord, which in our example key of C major, those are the 3 notes of D minor. See how at the 5th fret you could do an A minor bar chord, and that's what the 3 top strings would be. Ah yes, got it. Okay, so that's the 2 chord, the 3 chord and the 6, which I will tend to refer to as 6-2-3. And the reason I say 6-2-3 instead of 2-3-6 is because 6-2-3 are to minor what 1-4-5 are to major. So the way the 6 relates to the 2 chord and the way the 2 chord relates to the 3 chord is exactly the same as the way the 1 chord relates to the 4 and the 4 relates to the 5. Not going to dwell on that any further, but I hope that might be helpful to a few of you. So here we have it. These are our 3 minor chords. I've got another backing track queued up, so grab your guitar, let's run through them, have a bit of a practice. As with the majors, we're going to orient ourselves first. So this is an A minor, 8th fret, 9th fret, 10th fret. That's the root, that's the A, and it's like a D minor open chord shape. That's our 6. Then we go to the 5th, 6th and 7th frets. That is our 2 chord. 2 frets up, 3, 2 and 6. Now, I've given these the numbers as they relate to the key of C major, because all in all, I'm using C major as an example in this video. And this backing track, we're not in C major, we're in A minor. So the A minor is the 1, D minor is the 2, back to the A minor with the following the 12 bar format. Then for the turnaround, E minor, that's the 5, to the 4, down to the 1. So I'm sorry about the numbers switching between, hold on, is that a 6 or a 1? So in the key of C, the A minor is a 6. In the key of A minor, the A minor is a 1. To complicate things even more, I've chosen a backing track that at the end, like for the turnaround, it goes A minor, and then E7 before going back to the A minor. Because E7 instead of E minor to the A minor, E7 to the A minor gives us a much more satisfying 5-1 resolution. It means arguably we're modulating slightly, and as this is the A note, so that's the E minor chord, 7th, 8th and 9th fret. So if it goes to E major, then this flattened 3rd is going to go up a fret, and we're going to be So this 9th fret of the 2nd string will be featured just for that one little bit of the backing track. I'm linking to the backing track down in, where's my camera? Down there. So I'm expecting that you're going to get this backing track and do this on your own without me whittering on or playing in the background. And when you do, you'll see that the guy who did the backing track, he's put up, on visuals, and it shows which chord he's playing. So, that's part of why I chose it. So, yeah, grab your guitar. That's us oriented. Let's actually play along. As with the majors, I'll play full chords first, much like this, and then I'll drop into doing some soloing where I'm following the changes and hopefully making it really evident to you how and when I'm following, using notes from those 3 chords. Grab your guitar. So here we have all the chords in one diagram. It's quite crowded. I'm not too sure how helpful it is. I think some people will find it useful and others will be, ooh. However, it is what it is. As you can see, I'm fitting, several notes into the same frets, and that's why it looks jumbled. Once again, keep referring to this scale that you know, the aeolian box, the minor scale box with this little extension here. And one by one, if you focus on these triads and locate where they are in the scale, then I'm suggesting it won't seem jumbled. It is really useful to notice how. Look at your 4 chord. We've got 3 notes there, the 4 chord. We've got 3 notes there, the 2 chord. Well, 2 of them are the same between both the chords. And this is one of the things that people don't quickly notice when they're beginners. A 2 chord is almost a 4 chord. A 1 chord is almost a 3 chord. A 5 chord is almost a 7 chord. Basically, any chord is almost the same chord if you go 2 up or 2 down. So a 3 chord is almost 2/3 the same as a 5 chord, and a 3 chord is also 2/3 the same as a 1 chord. So 2 of the 3 notes are the same. So there we have it. Dwell on that and hopefully it will be helpful. Let's grab our guitars and go through all 6 chords. I've just recorded myself strumming one by one the chords of C major, as in the diatonic chords. C major, D minor, E minor, F, G, A minor, strummed one after the other. Couple of bars, between 2 and 4 bars, can't remember, of each. So we've got a goodly amount of time to transition between them. Grab your guitar, let's do that practice now. Briefest recap of all 6. That's at the 5th fret, 4th, 3rd and 2nd string. And that's our 1. Sorry, wasn't switched on. That's our 1. 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So let's do those with the chord strumming in the background, and then, as I've been doing throughout, a little sort of demo of what you don't want to copy me exactly, but this is what I suggest you do. This is the process I suggest you go through. First of all, just the chords. Soloing.